What's up, guys? I figured it was about time to do a review of my computer, which I built about a year ago. It's the one right behind me. It's dumb, of course it's right behind it. It's held up pretty well for the most part. It cost about $1,000 to build. If I was going to be building a computer now, I basically would be choosing the same parts that I did about a year ago, aside from a few small variances. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, and here she is. You're gonna have to forgive me because I don't have a fancy camera. I'm just using my phone here. So here we go. We'll just go and take off the covering. So inside we've got the MSI GeForce RTX 2060, and that is being powered by a Ryzen 5 2600 CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, a Corsair CX650 power supply, a 1 terabyte standard hard drive, and a 1 terabyte SSD. As well, I think I've got another 250 SSD in there. And it's all held together by a Gigabit Aorus B450 motherboard. I ended up getting the Wi-Fi version. It was about 20 bucks more. I move around a lot, so I figured it'd be smart to get Wi-Fi because I never know when I'll have Ethernet connection. You'll have to forgive me, I don't have the best cable management. As bad as it looks in here, it's about 20 times worse in the back. It's also got a Corsair case. I really like the design of it. Alright, yeah, this whole front part snaps off in the front, actually. And we can see our 2 fans. A little bit of dust. We need to do some cleaning, don't we? Alright, we'll do that later. But yeah, that's basically an overview of the machine. I'm gonna pull up some different gameplay and frame rates, and we'll see how it performs. Also, this is the rest of my setup. We've got a 144 hertz Asus monitor, a Razer keyboard. You can see the palm rest is a little bit worn out. Razer Death Adder mouse, and then this I really like is one of those custom Xbox controllers I got for a Christmas present. Alright, first up we're looking at Doom Eternal. This is a really new game and also one of the better optimized games. For the most part, I'm able to play on Ultra or Nightmare settings. And these settings are what usually let me play at around 144 hertz frames per second. As you can see on the frame count at the top right, we're pretty much staying at around 144. Let's see if we can find some action here. There's a few dips down to like 100 seconds, but only lasts for a split second, so for the most part we're at 140. Alright, next we'll look at Call of Duty Warzone. Now, in this game I play with the textures at high and then everything else is kind of drawn all the way down to low or disabled. This game's a little bit more harder to run, that's why everything's just a little bit lower. Alright, let's learn that Superstore and see how we do. For the most part, we hit around 80 to 90 frames. With a few dips.
Proceed to the marked location and secure the area. Enemy UAV overhead.
20 round bags. The worst.
Assault rifle here. I'd like to drive.
Alright, next we're going to look at Borderlands 3. This is another game that's really not the best optimized from what I've seen and what I found playing. For the most part, everything's at low or off. Keep my textures at high just because I have the VRAM available from the RTX 2060. You can see at the top right, if you can read that, averaging at around 70 frames for the most part. Maybe going up to 80 and 90 at times. This is another one of those games where if you go to different parts of the map, your frames are going to be completely different depending on where you are.
Don't get between me and my gun, heretic!
Still a great game though. Alright. Next up, we're going to look at some Rocket League. This is a game that pretty much any machine can play, but we'll see how it looks. I usually play with just a little bit lower settings because when I'm streaming, I just don't want to see any frame drops usually, so. But since I'm not streaming, I'll turn these up a little bit. So in training mode, no problem. 144 hertz. I think I kept it at 143, but same idea. Back into an online game. Ooh. I really picked a good spot to record right here, didn't I? Still hitting at 143 hertz, just can't hit the ball apparently. Alright, next we'll look at Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is a game that's actually really well optimized, surprisingly. I usually play it high and I can hit 144, but for this video we'll just max it out and see what we get. I actually couldn't find the settings to show my frames on the screen, so I'll overlay a video of me recording it with GeForce, perhaps. It's actually a really good game if you haven't played it yet. It is completely different from when it first released. You can get it on sale for like $10 now. I'd definitely look into it.
Defend the objective. With the Lord Vader here, victory will surely be ours.
And last but not least, let's look at Sea of Thieves. Again, some of those settings are down because I stream, so I have to turn it down just a little bit to hit my frame rate I like to play at, but we can turn it up here. I didn't realize we were recording, but that frame rate lock is at 120 for this part. Sea of Thieves is another one of those games, depending on where you are, what island you're at, you're going to have different frame rates. Usually outposts are the worst, so we're at about 80 right now at an outpost. There you go. Turn that off. So here on the open sea, with no frame rate cap, we're at around 130 to 120. And then back on an island, we drop back down to 80. Alright, and that about wraps it up. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos. It also really helps me out as a small YouTuber. See you guys later.